Just run me the stats, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. I'm chasing his bag, read it in Chels, you know that we back, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. We back in the lab, we run it up fast, you know that we back, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. I'm chasing his bag, read it in Chels, you know that we back, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. Just run me the stats, ayy. We back in the lab, we run it up fast, you know that we back, ayy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm Rita, the NFL chick.
And hey everybody, it's Chels, aka Chelsea's right.
And we are in the divisional portion of the podcast where we are now at the divisional round for the NFL. We also have a national championship for the college football playoff coming up on Monday the 19th. So got a lot to talk about, of course. But as we know, the biggest news this week has been Mike Tomlin deciding that he wants to step down as the Steelers head coach for 19 seasons, almost 20. Didn't make it as he stepped down to just, he didn't want to coach anymore. He's taking a break, maybe. We don't know. We'll talk about that. But as a result, like you've seen and heard a lot from Steelers players talk really emotionally about him. Some people compared the locker room to a funeral after they got the word, because he stepped down less than 24 hours after that loss to the Houston Texans. So guys were cleaning out their lockers when the news hit. People like TJ Watt was visibly shaken. Aaron Rodgers admitted that the only reason why he came to Pittsburgh was because of Mike Tomlin, because he respects him so much. And of course, the Rooneys organization, who owns the Steelers, they were sideswiped allegedly by this news as well. So Mike Tomlin now makes the third vacancy of head coaches within the AFC North out of 4. How's Zach Taylor still as a job is beyond me. But what was your thoughts on Mike Tomlin's resignation? And do we think that we will see Mike Tomlin somewhere in the future on the sidelines again?
I was surprised, but it wasn't the same type of surprise that I would have gotten if they fired him. If they fired him, I would have been like, whoa, because I think the unspoken thing is that Mike Tomlin is Teflon, even though we know that to be true, that ain't nobody bulletproof, but he's pretty much Teflon. But I thought it was interesting that he walked away on his own terms. He did it so quickly. I don't know if this was some sort of thing he had been thinking about. He doesn't seem like a person that would not be measured in their decisions. That's a big decision. His whole family he raised his kids there. He has very deep, obviously, and we could tell by the way that players responded to him and how devastated they are, even in listening an emotional response from Aaron Rodgers, having only been with Mike Tomlin for a season. Absolutely talks about what kind of person he is, but I would just be interested to know what was behind his decision. And it doesn't seem like he's interested in coaching in the near future. And listen, he's still a young coach. I think we forget how young he was when he started. That 34? He's still in his 50s. Yeah, he's still in his 50s. Yeah. So he could take a break for a year or two and come back like, hey, what's everybody doing? And so I really respect the decision. I know it had to be hard, but it just, it's one of those things where we didn't hear the rumors, we didn't hear the mumbling. It was just like, pow, there it is. So I know that there have been talks about him doing network jobs and stuff like that. I don't know if Mike Tomlin, I think he'd be good at it, but I don't know if that's something that he really want to do, because he seems like somebody that likes real interpersonal connections. So we'll see. I did make one comment I made is I was like, whatever John Harbaugh got planned, you better lock it up. because if somebody think that Mike Tomlin is out there, that might change up how things get negotiated, and it seems like that's what he did.
Yeah, and also I think to clarify, like, because he resigned and didn't get fired, if you did want Mike Tomlin, you had to give up a
Give the
draft.
trade.
You have to trade for him. And the last time I can recall we've seen that was Jon Gruden when he went from the Raiders to the Tampa Bay Bucks. He got, I think there was a first round draft pick that they got for Jon Gruden. And look, it paid off. They won a Super Bowl, right? So it worked out. But if I'm a team, I'd probably just wait. If I'm the Jets, right? I'm not suggesting Mike Tomlin will even want to go there, right? Because if you ask me, Mike Tomlin probably has had enough of not getting the support he probably needs from his front office, and that probably played a role into why he just decided not to do this no more. They haven't had a quarterback. I mean, Aaron Rodgers did play well for them this year. I'm not gonna deny that, but they haven't had a real quarterback obviously since Ben Roethlisberger, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be 43 years old. He's not going to be able to do that forever anyway. So you was going to have to find your future. They're cheap over there. They don't like to spend a lot of money. They like to spend their money in-house within their own guys, but not necessarily make huge splashes in free agency. I think DK, we thought was like, oh, wow, they're going to have DK and George Pickens. But then they traded George Pickens to Dallas. So then, it's kind of like the same thing. They just swapped out guys, right? So I think Mike Tomlin was probably tired of that. It was like, I can only get so far with the guys that we're putting on the field, right? And they, they over exceeded. That's not a word, but they exceeded their expectations in terms of, like, when you look at who they are from an offensive perspective, they absolutely exceeded what many people would think that the Steelers can do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he just had enough in terms of, like, if he wants to coach again. He's always going to have an opportunity if he wants it, right? If Mike Tomlin don't want to coach no more, then he's not going to coach no more. If he does, he does. And until then, he does have potentially an option. The rumors was that he was offered like somewhere between $7 and $8 million a year for a cushy network job. Which, I mean, if all I'm doing is talking football, that's good money. I'm probably going to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But like you said, maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he wants to spend a year off and do nothing and spend time with his family. You know what I mean? But coaches like that typically don't stay out of the limelight long, whether it be he goes back into coaching and goes to another team, or if he decides that he wants to talk about football. We don't see them like disappear off the face of the earth. Like last time I can recall, there's like Brian Billick. And so, like, other than that, it's like, nobody sees that. But I hope he takes his time and figures out what he wants to do with his life and moving forward. Does he want to go back into coaching? He doesn't have to rush. He can take his time and make whatever decision that he wants. And I hope that he enjoys his time off if he's going to give himself time off, because these coaches work really hard all year round.
Yeah, and even those network jobs are a lot. You still have to travel. You still got to be up, and he may be pulled away even more. I just think that I hope that in his next life, that he continues to have an opportunity to be a leader of men, and that's kind of what you can see that he was, and that he was really able to, like, build them up and inspire them. And I hope he gets the opportunity to do that in his next iteration.
Yeah, me too. So, and we know that that's absolutely possible, but until you decide to make that decision, enjoy your little baby retirement. Enjoy your little baby retirement, Frank. Go ahead and go to all the vacations, do all the things with the wife and kids. Enjoy yourself till it's time to get back into the fold of coaching in the NFL. So, of course, Wild Card Weekend happened. I say 4 out of 6 games was fantastic, friend. 4 out of 6. You couldn't ask for really nothing better than that, because sometimes Wild Card Weekend get lopsided, but these were for the most part, all good games, at least watchable. And at least the Steelers Texans games was watchable to like the fourth quarter. Then it just all helped.
The bottom way. And when you said that, I was like, I thought it was 5. No, you're right. Because when I was thinking we got 4 out of 5, that was before the Monday. And
that was the Monday game.
Would be, even though I said that the Texans beat the shit up, but I didn't think it was gonna be like literally.
You said it, but I ain't believe it.
Like I said it.
I know. You know,
like being extra, like I was being dramatic, like ain't gonna beat the shit out of them. And I thought that they would win by 3-4 points or something. I thought it would be, you know, close, a field goal difference. Hey, I've spoken into existence. My bad.
I didn't see that, friend. I did not see that. Did not see
the bottom dropped out in that last 8 minutes. I was like, well, here we go.
Particularly when you look at like the way that CJ Stroud played, and which wasn't good, and then they turned around and like won like that. You know, that defense said, okay, look, oh, you having a bad game? Cool.
We got this. We got this.
You know, next week you need to do better, but we'll do this now. You know, we gonna let us go ahead and take care of this. And did they not?
Hey, and if CJ Stroud had even had a decent game, what would have been?
It could have been worse. Could have been way worse, right? Because they weren't moving the ball.
Over they turned the ball over right in the red zone. What, once or twice?
Twice, I believe.
Twice, yeah. Like, oh, this was about to be real bad.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely threw 2 picks. I can't remember if both was in the red zone or not. But he definitely threw 2. One we knew to be in the red zone. I mean, it just didn't look good. He had fumbled the ball. You know, like the snaps were bad. Offensively, they just did not look right. And the defense said, okay, that's cool. Well, guess what? We better than them. So we're going to go out here and do what we got to do. But, the last touchdown Aaron Rodgers has thrown has been a pick 6 to the other team. So,
we just wanted that ending for anyone else. For
I just had to get that out. All right. So with that said, out of the 6 games, which one did you find the most exciting to watch?
That Bears-Packers game was something else. After that game, I was like, am I supposed to go to bed? I felt like a kid that ate too much sugar right before bed. Like, I was like, what? And I think, anytime the Bears and the Packers play each other, it's always going to be a time, right? One of the best football rivalries, you know, that we have. But I just was like, and I'm thinking about a specific play, that 4th and 8. I don't know who Caleb Williams thinks. Who the fuck you think you are doing that?
He said he think he Caleb Williams. Heisman winner, Caleb Williams, by the way. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, you know how you and say, and don't let these painted nails fool you.
Don't let the nails
these painted nails fool you. And I'm sitting over there on the sofa. I'm like, trying to help him pick up them 8 yards. And also in my mind, like, why y'all keep going for it? That's why the analytic boys be going for it over stuff like that. And that's why you got the number 1 draft pick in the Heisman and all of that. And I said, good for you, Caleb, because they tried to play.
They tried to play in your face, baby.
They tried to play in your face, and you had to let these people know. And boy, did he let them know. I love that for him. I love that for the Bears Nation. What is it? Bears? Is it a nation?
I don't know. I just say
bear down.
I just say bear down, honey.
Bear down. And cold as it is out there, bear down. Y'all was out there. Y'all was out there with no clothes on and stuff like that. But that part was really exciting to me. Jordan Love at the end, I don't know if he just said, child, I'm just ready to go in the house.
I mean, at that point, the game was over, friend. I mean, look, his kicker missed the field goal prior to the touchdown to get the Bears up. So, he had missed an extra point. Jordan Love said, well, I done did all I can do, friend. I don't know.
What else am I supposed to do? Y'all let that man with his pink fingernails that converted on 4th and 8. What you want me to do?
He said he said I'm trying out here, but nobody else is trying. So I guess that's If y'all want Cancun on 3, then cool. Cancun on 3. Okay.
And to be fair, like the Packers are beat up.
They are.
They have had some significant losses.
Yes.
And their key pieces are missing that likely would have made a difference in that game.
1,000%.
It is what it is. Everybody got injuries. And honestly,
Yeah,
Grace
and the Packers
is
was up what
relevant this
21 to
year.
6
Grace
before the
is
half.
relevant this year when you think about teams like the 49ers who have somehow made it out of no way. So
Can't keep making excuses. 49ers lost everybody, including they lost Purdy for a couple of weeks and all of that. So yeah, like it is what it is. Like, hey, we all see injuries on the teams that across the league. But great game. I think for me, since you picked the Bears and the Packers, I think I'm gonna go with the first one. I thought the Rams and the Panthers was really good.
oh yeah, that was excellent. Yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoyed that kind of went back and forth a little bit as well. It was a great precursor for what the weekend was gonna look like. And that Saturday slate was just phenomenal. Both games were really good. So your adrenaline was already high, and then you go, to the and it's funny because both of them kind of had slow starts, and like it felt like, well, the Packers from a scoring perspective absolutely dominated, right? And with the Rams Panthers, it felt like the Rams was completely dominating. However, they were only up by 3, I think, going into halftime.
Right.
So that was just fun. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, wow. And then, Matt Stafford, being the hero at the end of that game, put them, in a position to win. And it was just really good because earlier, a few weeks ago, they played the Panthers in Carolina and they lost the Rams. So I was interested to see, how that was going to go again. And then they found a way, friend. They found a way to win. And that was without really Devontae Adams, who was dealing with like a hamstring injury. So it was just that was a great start for the whole wild card weekend. A great start. So I really enjoyed that game. All right, the most shocking win or loss for you?
So the most shocking win for me was Buffalo. I did not think Buffalo was going to beat the Jags, and I know that we see. I know that we listen. I'm sorry, Josh Allen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I my bad. I did not know that you was going to carry 8 people on your back 10 yards. Even though I've seen things like that before from you, my bad. I really was like, the Jaguars are likely going to win this game. There are some holes in Buffalo. They ain't buffaloing like they usually. My bad, dog. My bad. This is why I should go ahead and shut my mouth. I was surprised.
I think when what the moment I didn't become surprised anymore when they didn't go for that 3 points Jaguars in the first half, and I was just
Analytics boys.
And then Buffalo went right down the field and scored, and I was like, see how that goes. And guess what? They lost by 3. The field goal they didn't take. So yeah, I think for
Saw
me,
it a few times this weekend.
Quite a few where people
hey.
y'all not taking the points, or you're not punting, and it makes no sense. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with y'all, but stop listening to these analytics without human merit. I'm tired. Okay,
Thank you.
Enough.
Thank you.
Enough.
Without human, like things have to make. You can get data. You can look at the data, you can look at the stats and the likelihoods, and then you make a decision based on the context that you are in right now. If you are having a field position issue, don't keep putting yourself in the field position issue.
Well, on top of that, that was the turnover that the Jaguars had gotten off the Bills. And that's a free possession at that point. Those were not points that you were expecting. So just take them. Just take the points. See, the football gods didn't like y'all not taking them points. And that's why you're sitting at home. That's why you're sitting at home. I think the biggest win shock for me is the 49ers. And I say that because not that I saw that Philly has struggled. I'm aware. Right. So I'm aware that they've not been looking great this year. But as we talked about already, the 49ers have lost so many people. They even lost George Kittle in that game. He towards Achilles. So one other dude down. Philly, San Fran to me, statistically, I read has one of they're at the bottom tier on pass rush. Like it just doesn't hit home. So I just thought that meant they were going to get more time, Philly, to let things progress. Add to the fact that Brock Purdy just didn't really play well. I thought that Philly was going to find a way to pull that out, and Chel, that didn't happen, honey. When they had to Jawan Jennings say, "Oh, you go out there and do it," which I later found out that Jawan Jennings was a quarterback, coming into college as a quarterback, and was ranked higher than Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson. Like, he was ranked higher than quite a few people as a quarterback. Had him throw that dime to Christian McCaffrey, and I said, "Oh, I don't know, Frank. I don't think they're coming back from this."
Okay. I picked the four. I've said the Eagles are going out in the first round. I said that before I knew who the matchup was going to be. I also felt like if I was Philly, I would have wanted to be matched up with the Packers because of all of those injuries. I mean, they kind of beat up and everything too. They aren't not as well coached. And what did I say on the last podcast? That boy know how to coach the football. That Shanahan boy know how to coach the football.
He absolutely does.
Oh boy, like who? I don't even know who's out there at this point.
Yes.
But I think I also knew that Philly was not changing that offense that has been skating by all year round. And if you look at the entire body of work and you look at some games that they won that they was right on the cusp of losing, those things start to show up.
Yep.
Where I thought that Philly would pull it off is when George Kittle went down. And I also know that the 49ers are not quite able to stop the run as much as they would probably like.
Right.
And I said, hey, this is the time for Saquon to get loose.
Child.
Again, they say, girl, sit over there and do your little podcast. You don't know what's going on over here. You don't know what's going on over here. And they just would not click. And listen, Jalen Hurts was not playing. Hey, he was not playing well. And that happens. Like, it is okay for a player not to be playing well in a game. In the playoffs, it hurts when he ain't playing well and everybody else is not doing it any favors. Like Mr. Self-Help that dropped 4 passes. At least 2 of those passes was
What you call him, Mr. Self-Help?
Mr. Self-Help. Well, you know what? Yeah, after that game, my new nickname for him is Draft King. All right? Because how can we manipulate sports betting? Field goals, extra points, dropped passes. Easy one. Easy to manipulate. Check that boy Draft King account.
You think he's point shaving friend?
Too good to drop the passes. 4? Okay.
4, friend.
Draft King. That's 4. The Draft King right there.
You said check Draft King and see if he out here betting on himself.
Check the app.
Oh, Lord.
Check the app. He said, the people said no more than 2 catches this week. So I think that there are a lot of things that they need to work on. It seems like they've already taken the necessary first step in that. But I was shocked that they, I went like, damn, Philly gonna pull this off. They'll lose next week. Whoopsie.
Didn't happen. Which win or loss fueled your haterism, friend?
Philly.
Of course. Of course.
Have a seat somewhere. Sit down. Especially, you know what I really love? That 49ers fan that made the video to Gilly with the big hat on.
Yes, that's my favorite video.
Turn up, y'all. And listen, the Cowboys fans woke up like the Undertaker. They was wearing them out. I said, that's what's gonna happen. That's what y'all have done to us for many, many years, and that's what we're gonna do, because now have a seat. And so now we get 2 brand new people for the Super Bowl. Wonderful.
Yep. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Amen.
Amen.
Agree. Amen.
Amen. Touch and agree. Touch and agree. Of course, for me, same thing, right? Your division rival is in it. You gonna have you. Oh God, that was so
You had a
lovely.
good time Monday night, friend. You
Just
had a good
enjoy
time.
it. And I'm so upset with myself because I fell asleep on it. Right, I fell asleep probably at like 9 minutes in the fourth quarter. So I missed all the action. Right, so I wake up the next day, and I'm like, okay, I'm just sleep at 7 to 6 with like 9 minutes left. How the hell is the score
You missed,
30-6?
you missed the game. That game was
Friend,
that final 8 minutes.
missed everything. Okay, so then now I gotta go to the internet to see what I missed. So now I'm watching highlights about what I missed, and for every highlight, I'm on my phone, and I'm like, oh yes it did.
Trying to act
Oh,
like you was in there.
oh, yes it did. This was me for like a 5 minute like highlight reel of the last 8 minutes that I clearly missed. I was 1 minute sleep too soon, friend. But that's okay. I caught it the next day, and it felt just as good as if I would have caught it the night before. So it didn't matter. So that was great for me. You know, the trend continues. Or the Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2017. So I love that for me. I really do. And that was just it was just a fantastic, it was just great, especially with the way that the Ravens lost the week before, which look, I'm glad that they didn't lose because in the end of the day, I win with the whole like hardball thing going, and then they get the 14th pick and all of that stuff. I won. Okay. But I was still mad about how it went down.
You pulled one of my moves because you know I'm good. I'm good for going to sleep on a game that turns around, and I will never forget. I went to sleep on that Auburn. It was Auburn in Florida State that with Jameis Winston. Was that Auburn? And when I fell asleep on that sofa, Florida State was down 2.5 scores or something like that. And when I woke up, Jameis Winston had confetti falling down over his head. I said, "Oh Lord, what did I miss?" So it happens, but hey, you had joy in the morning.
Joy in the morning, okay. Just that was such a joy, honey. I improved my mood, made me feel good, all that stuff. I was so happy. So, yeah, friend, I enjoyed that. I love hate watching. Excuse me. It's my thing. I'm definitely into it. It's a kink. I don't care what y'all say. I enjoy hate watching. It's really really fun. All right, so are we still hate watching? I don't think so, right? Well, I don't like the Bills, so yeah, I'm still hate watching out here. So we got 4 games this weekend. Divisional round is here, so let's start with the first game, 4:30. Texans so happy they ain't on a 4:30 on a Saturday. They don't know what to do with themselves, bro. Bills at Broncos. Huh?
I'm choosing the Broncos on this one.
Yeah,
part of me is like, Josh, I'm sorry, but like
they don't have enough, in my opinion. Personally, they don't have enough.
They don't have enough. Broncos don't have enough, or the Bills don't have enough.
Bills.
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, and you listen. You got to go 4 quarters, like all 4. And you need 3 more Josh Allens.
Because Josh Allen beat up. His foot is fucked up.
His hand.
His hand. He all fucked up. Okay. He's breaking down brick by brick. Okay. Yeah. And I fear for him in this sense because the Broncos defense is nasty. They are nasty.
Hey, you ain't carrying nobody in the end zone this week.
Correct. Now, Vegas don't love it. They got it as a push. Broncos are 1-point favorites.
Because they seen what he did last week. It's the Josh Allen effect. Like they saw what you did last week. They saw you carry them people into the end zone for 11 yards. So I don't know. I don't know, dog. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I just think that I don't think, like, I do think it's going to be a close game because I don't love Denver's offense, and I think they wait too late to get the ball rolling. They always wait to the fourth quarter to start really like moving. But I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think that Denver finds a way to pull this out. That defense is just so good. I just don't know how to not. And I don't think that Bo Nix is going to have as many brain farts as I saw Trevor Lawrence have last week. So that's going to be the case. All right. Divisional round. 49ers at Seahawks. And Sam Darnold is questionable with an oblique injury.
Well, he's playing.
Well, we know he's playing, but that don't mean, but is he gonna be good enough?
They ain't gonna know nothing about no oblique by the time that clock starts, okay?
But is it gonna affect him playing?
They gonna wrap him tight. They gonna numb him with some illegal and legal shit. He is gonna be like, do I even have a stomach? I don't even think I got a stomach. Especially with George Kittle going down and their options on offense are dwindling. I really feel like this is where the buck stops, and so I'm picking the Seahawks.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that defense is so good with the Seahawks. Now you don't have George Kittle.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't know how this, Christian McCaffrey already wasn't getting the ball rolling necessarily last week against Philadelphia. But I just, I mean, and who on the Niners is going to stop Jackson Smith and Jigba? Who?
Maybe no one.
It might be 150 yard day, Brian. Might be 150 yards. And look, they are division rivals, so I might be overselling it, but I don't see it happening. In Seattle.
The noise is going to be deafening. Because them Seahawks fans done shook the earth before.
Exactly.
So the noise is going to be deafening. No.
Earth is going to shake for sure. 1,000%. So we are both again in agreement. We believe the Seahawks are going to win. On to Sunday. Texans at Patriots.
You know what? I don't really know about this one. That Texans defense is just so nasty. I'm only gonna say Patriots because they are at home. But hey, dog, that could go. That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the Texans here.
Lobster rolls on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans here. I just think that defense is so good. And look, I know what y'all gonna say. Well, the Chargers got good defense, and if the Chargers had a little bit of fucking offense, they probably could have won that football game. Okay, but they ain't had no offense, so there's that. So there's that part. And look, yes, I know that they didn't have a lot of offense in Pittsburgh, the Texans. I get that, but here's the thing. The Texans defense is the number one scoring defense in the NFL. And you saw that with the pick six, last week. So, I think that, CJ Stroud, it's going to be hard because I don't think they have Nico Collins that's going to play. The Christian Kirk, played well on Monday night. And I just think that they about to fuck Drake May up. Right? He can move around. He can move, but he ain't Lamar Jackson move. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be one. What does Vegas say about it?
They are listed as 3-point favorites, New England. The only one that has a spread that's more than 3 is Seattle.
Okay.
That's it. Everybody else got
they have to be pulling their straws, and that's why y'all need to really pay attention because Vegas had the Rams over the Panthers, a 10-point favorite, and somebody done lost their little coin behind that.
Yeah,
and I think a 10-point spread is disrespectful every day.
Very, considering that they beat them early, just a few weeks ago.
Exactly. And the
Mm-hmm.
Panthers were at home.
Mm-hmm.
That was rude. But yeah, back to I'm gonna stick with Patriots on that one, but it ain't. I'm giving them a 51% chance.
I'm rolling with the Texans here,
You
but
rolling with
I'm
D'Amico?
a
Roll
I'm a
Tide.
I'm a roll with the Texans
I
on
tried to
this
sneak
one.
that in and see if you would agree.
Roll. I'm not agreeing with the roll Tide.
Hey,
Uh,
D'Amico got them looking like the old Alabama. You know,
well,
Alabama used to love to score on defense.
this is very true. This is
That's
very
hey,
true.
when people look at Alabama, it historically it's been the defense scoring, defense and special teams.
And he got Will Anderson there,
He
so
got Will Anderson, Big Will. He got
so
Big Will.
he
Yeah.
got him to go. And then the late game is the Rams at the Bears. So there's been video of like Lake Michigan and then all the snow. Apparently, it's not going to do any of that on Sunday. So, yeah, it's not going to look like that, guys. Probably going to be cold still, but not going to look like that. Just saying. So, what do we think?
I'm going with the Bears. I gotta go with the Bears on this one.
You riding with the Bears right now?
Ride with the Bears.
This is what I will say. It is a 40% chance of snow there. So I will say that if there is sorry guys, because I'd be scared that the people at my door gonna ring the bell and then it's gonna be on the podcast, but the man didn't ring the doorbell. Whew. All right, anyway. So I will say if it does snow, I'm not picking the Rams. And I say that because the Rams played the Eagles last year in the divisional round, and the same thing happened. They were fine, and then it started snowing, and then they weren't fine. So clearly they don't really know how to play well in snow, right? And they're in LA and they're in a dome, all that stuff. But if it's just cold and it's no snow, I'm going with the Rams here. Because I think that I have the Rams as like my Super Bowl pick. So I kind of have to like roll with them at this point. So but if it's snowing, I'm not going with the Rams here. If it's snowing while the game is going on, I cannot in good faith go with the Rams because I saw the Rams do this exact same thing last year, and that is essentially what cost them a chance to the NFC championship last year. So going with the Rams unless it snows.
So fans, just start doing your snow dance.
Exactly. So those are our picks. We have Chels and I have Denver. Chels and I have Seattle. Chels and I do not are not on the same page as Texans and Patriots. She has the Patriots. I have the Texans. She has the Bears. I have the Rams. So Chels has championship Sunday. Seahawks, Bears at Seahawks, and she has Patriots at Broncos, and then I have Texans at Broncos and Rams at Seahawks. So we will see who is right. We will see who is wrong. And we'll talk about that next week on the podcast. On to college football. National championship is this coming Monday. Indiana versus Miami, and the tickets are ridiculously high for no fucking
reason. Which you forgot we picked that. We picked that to be the two teams.
Did we?
Yes, we did. We said Indiana and Miami. Let me find out we know a little something. We did.
Well, let's see how this goes this week. So currently Indiana is the favorite here. They are 8.5. It was 7.5 not too long ago, but it's now 8.5 point favorites over Miami in Miami. By the way, this is the first national championship that has ever been played by a home team. So what do we think here? Do we think that Miami can pull this off in front of their crowd? Or do we think that the Hoosiers will continue to dominate with a bunch of old ass niggas?
And they are old. They is old. I can only go by the last two games where Indiana has outscored their opponents by like 50 something points combined. I don't think that Miami can put enough points to keep up with them. And they are it's it's different. You're not doing like a little bit of weak on defense and a little bit of they are well rounded. Indiana is well rounded, which is the reason why they have dominated this year. And I think that they will continue to do that. I don't think that it's going to be a blowout though.
Okay.
In which in college, in the national championships, it's kind of hit or miss. Like it don't be that fun for me, but I don't think it will be a blowout. But I think Indiana will likely cover that spread. Uh, yeah.
I just think, look, I think that Indiana can cover the spread. I think that they're that good. I think that they a bunch of old motherfuckers that probably belong in the NFL. They said that they got a bunch of 25-year-olds on that team, and that's insane to me. It's so crazy to me. Like that's
Walk away and let somebody else sit down. Come on.
like come on. But their current structure, it shows why they've dominated. Their defense is so good, and look, Miami's defense is good too. I know.
Yeah, they do.
We're
They
aware.
have good defense.
We're
Yep.
aware. However, I mean, look, Ole Miss put up 27 points on them, last time. So Indiana, to me, they're very simplistic with everything that they do, but the simplicity works because they're not doing anything fancy. They're not doing anything, that looks,
Mhm.
like, oh, this is finesse. They are just straight up line up, fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And on the other side, Mendoza, again, he takes what defenses give him. And that's why they've been so good thus far. You know what I mean? Apparently, so I think they fumbled twice. They meaning Indiana in that game against Oregon, right? But they fumbled more times in that game than they had done the rest of the year. They don't make many mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that trend continues. Also, y'all know I ain't no big Carson Beck fan. Now, he did play well in that um, game against Ole Miss. I'm not about to sit here and deny that at all. But I'm sorry, Carson Beck is mid. Okay, and I'm not on the Carson Beck wagon. I don't care what y'all say. I never been a Carson Beck fan. When he was at UGA, I wasn't. I'm not now. Like, it is what it is. And I just think that he'll probably make some plays because he got Tony, and he got Fletcher at running back or whatever. And for whatever reason, y'all just let Tony do whatever the fuck he want, which is so weird to me. But and I think so when they started shutting him down, then shutting them down, they started going to number 0. I don't remember his name. And look, that's cool. I just think that Indiana defensively is just so good and so sound that they're gonna create big time problems for Miami, and that's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, and like you said, they are good on all sides of the ball. They're not doing anything fancy, just traditional.
Yep.
Um, this is Nick Saban coaching tree foolishness that we are seeing on both sides. But like
Mm-hmm.
he has it. But you know what? When you were talking, I was thinking about that championship team from the San Antonio Spurs. And I can't remember what year. I know Tim Duncan was still there, but they were like, "This is just classic fundamental
Yes,
football.
fundamental is
Pass,
the
pass,
word.
pass, pass.
Yes.
Everybody can score. There's no one player that gets the ball. Like it was just very even, very well balanced. And I can't remember which season that was. I'm sure if there's a real diehard NBA fan that'll listen to this, you can tell us, which season that was. But I remember this just good fundamentals. And so I think that that's what we are going to see from Indiana. The thing about it is, you probably are never going to duplicate that. They need to win the championship this year because the likelihood of them repeating that again, I don't see this as a thing. I don't see this as like a LSU or Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State. I don't see like, you know, because everybody, the whole team going next year. Y'all are 30.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that part is going to be interesting. So you need to get that national championship.
I agree. You better do it now while you can, because
Do it now.
y'all a little old and y'all not gonna be able to come back. So go ahead and do it while you can, friends. Tony is. I don't even know if he's 18 yet, because he finished.
No, he's not. He's 17.
He finished high school early to go to Miami. So look, he'll be all right. Y'all better do it now, though. That's all I know is y'all better figure this shit out right now.
Do it now.
Or else. So that is our pick. We both think that Indiana will be beating Miami. And do you have Miami covering or Indiana covering?
Oh, I think Indiana is going to cover. They'll
okay.
cover.
Yeah, I think they'll win by 10.
They're going to beat them by 2 scores.
I said 10. Yeah, I think they'll beat them by 10. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yes, 10. 10 sounds good.
Yep, I think they got them by 10. So, there's that. So, we both have Indiana, and we have them by 2 scores. All right, it is volcano time. Chels, who are you putting in the volcano this week?
So I am putting the people who spoke out in opposition to Lynn Jones from the Jacksonville Free Press after her comments to Cohen after the Jaguars lost, in which her comments, and unless you've been under a rock, her comments have gone viral, where she, essentially told Cohen, hold your head up. You had a magnificent season. Duval, you the one. Every time in my head, I'd be like, Duval, you the one. I like that, right? And but I was a little surprised by the responses to it. I thought it was. He looked like he was going to cry. I think he looked like he was waiting for her question, which she didn't have a question. She just wanted to say that. She has been someone, now that we know about Lynn Jones, we know that she's been in this business for 25 years. A lot of times, our Black-owned newspapers are called Free Press. I know in Richmond is the Richmond Free Press, and everybody knows that's a Black-owned, and they are credible news organizations. But the response to her immediately was no fans in the room, and there are people just social media trying to be viral without knowing the information. And I am trying to understand. And one of the people was Jemele Hill. When you heard that lady talking, you knew that was a Black woman. One of them was Jemele Hill, who has come out, of course, now an open apology and I'm so sorry and blah blah blah. But this is a lesson in shutting the fuck up until you have all of the information, or just letting a moment be a moment. Just let it be.
That's it.
Just let it be. So the comments were that, this is not what journalists do. This is not what we do. This is not what we say, and we don't do this. And I think that magnificent is too much of a word and all of that. Or you could just shut the fuck up and let the moment be the moment. It is not harming anyone for you to let it ride. If you wouldn't have done that, nothing changed. No dynamic change. There's not going to be a systematic change. I doubt if you're going to have a older Black woman going into all of these teams now saying, you did a good job. You're so nice. It's not going to happen. You could let it ride. But in your need to comment, in your need to jump out there, now you got your foot lodged in your mouth. And now you look dumb. And for Jemele Hill, who has a reading the room issue on many things, now you are the one that you are aligned with one other person, but you are the bigger name. Now people look at you as someone who came out and spoke out against someone that is cheering somebody up. Like, the dude is in the trash can right now. He didn't think he was going to lose that game, neither did I. There was no harm done. Okay, she broke protocol, so fuck cares? In this climate, you talking about somebody breaking protocol? I think you could let that ride, And so I'm not going to do what Jemele Hill did and single just her out to go into the volcano. I want her and everybody that felt like they needed to come out and say something against this woman to go into the volcano this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a nuanced discussion, but ultimately I think that your bottom line of let it ride because it was a moment is valid. And that's just where it should have just been, right? And by nuance, I mean, you know, journalists obviously have things that they are taught and that they're not supposed to do. And a lot of times people have those conversations that Miss Lynn had to Liam off the record, you know, when they go to the locker room. So people say stuff like that all the time to coaches. They just don't say it on the record, right? And so I think that there's a couple things here, right? Yes, she did go off script. No, she's not supposed to say Duval. She's not supposed to do that. But also the man did look like he was about to cry. And she felt in that moment that she needed to try to cheer him up. And that's what she did. And I think that people have made too much of a deal about what she did. And so we need to just be like, okay, so she went off the script. And just be done with that. You know what I mean? Like, if she'd have went off the script and was like, fuck you, or you coach shitty out there, who, I don't know who, like, you know, then it started like saying mean stuff. All right, yeah, all right. Now we can ride on her. You know what I'm saying? But I admit, I definitely thought, I did not think she was a media person when I first saw the video because I didn't have the context, but I also didn't say anything, you know, because I don't think shit be that serious. I don't know. Like, for me, I just was like, and then when I found out that she was like, oh, okay. I mean, the man did look like he's about to cry. So, you know, while I wouldn't do something like that, I'm also not mad at her for doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I was at with it. And I went on about my day. Well, then I see the next day that everybody's having these like think pieces about it. And I'm just like, look, I think that the journalists just need to have their group chat. And Jamel should have probably just went to the group chat with the friends, her journalist friends, had the discussion with her journalist friends, and left it off of any social media. She ain't learned her lesson yet. That motherfuckers be watching everything that she say and take it. Because it's one thing for the white journalists to have made comments, which they did. A lot of them did. But Jamel, I think that's something you got to just let that ride and then just talk to your friends offline about that type of stuff, because that's just not going to ever fly. You know what I'm saying? And whether you right, wrong, it doesn't matter. People are not going to side with you in that regard. And again, it's not that big of a deal for you to have to even try to explain what your job entails, because at that point, people don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So just let it go. Let it go. Just say, hey, it was a nice moment and the lady went off script. And it's just that simple. I don't even know why it was like more than that. But
I'm so shocked.
But I forget the society that we live in, right? Like, you know.
Everybody wants to be the first to say something and the first to comment and stuff like that. Like, wait, you know, like wait 10 minutes. Like, wait and see. By the time I saw it, I already knew her background, but like, girl, you on the opposite side of Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is like, hell yeah, I'm glad she said it. That was not, I was like, you on the opposite side of Pat McAfee. Girl, you need to think. And I think that's the broader thing is like, yeah, there are certain things you have to be able to read the room. Her lack of self-awareness is astonishing to
I
me.
think that's my biggest thing for her. It's like you already saw them white people getting clamored. And then you just said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and add to it. That didn't even make sense. I know you saw, because I saw it. I saw them getting attacked. I literally saw them getting attacked before you even put your 2 cents and dipped it in your toes in. I saw it. And yet you was just like, I'm going to do it too. Blue-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Threads. Get off of Threads. Every time I log, get off of Threads. But like, it is, whatever. Yeah. Just go sit in the volcano until you.
No, it wasn't Threads, honey. She went to Twitter too, and they tore her ass up. Tore her ass up, honey. So she got tore up on multiple platforms.
It's so hard to defend her. It is so hard to defend her.
I mean, look, for the most part, I think she'd be spot on. At this point, she needed to just let it ride and not say anything, and because it wasn't hurting anybody in that moment. That man was about to cry. Yeah. And so that lady felt like in that moment she needed to say something to cheer that man up, because we've all been there on the verge of tears because, you know, we've not done something. I've never seen a head coach. I mean, and I'm sure it's happened. I want to be clear. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying me personally, I've never seen a head coach glossy eyed like that. Like you could tell he had been crying. It's obvious.
And she, and then you had this, it made it so that this woman got got to come out here and be like, let me put my receipts out here.
Right.
I've been in this world, da 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 da. No one should ever have to do that over a moment that like, yo, you could just let it go. You know, I don't know if people would have felt better if she had said that, but then followed it up with a question or whatever. But like, you could just let that moment be. Everything doesn't require commentary.
I agree, and I have learned that over the years that a lot of times you just gotta let stuff happen before you even. In this case, it was very clear. It's just what it was, right? But I'm just generally speaking, like, it's okay to not say anything either immediately or at all.
Or at all.
It is very okay for you to not be the first one to have a comment about something and let things play out. It is, I promise you, it's okay to do that and not, put yourself in a position where you got to backtrack and all that other stuff. Because she's not sorry. She just wants y'all to stop. That really is what it boiled down to. Because see, had you told your journalism chat and not the timelines that you on, you wouldn't be in this position any fucking way. So there you go. Just be quiet. Be quiet.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's bleeding apologizing. Everywhere I go, I see more about her apologizing, and I'm like, sometimes sorry. It's like it doesn't matter.
People got their minds made up, friend. You should have just be quiet. I just don't even understand why you saw them white people getting hammered and said, you know what? I think I'm gonna get hammered too because I got the same opinion. Girl, and you know they're gonna go on you way harder because they looking at it like black on black crime.
And also, black people go after Jamel a lot because she is always putting on that Ugg boot and putting that foot in her mouth.
That Ugg boot foot.
She put that girl when she put the foot in the mouth, she dressed that foot up.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
So I'm with you there. Just let the lady have a moment, y'all. It ain't that deep. I'm just putting, everybody that just didn't take what the fuck is happening in this country now seriously before election. Y'all a bunch of fucking idiots. I'm not going to even get long about this. And those who didn't vote, those who voted for this shit, all of y'all can get in the volcano. This is fucking ridiculous. It's sad. U.S. citizens are dying. U.S. citizens are being detained. This is not even about, immigrants or illegals, whatever the fuck y'all keep saying the shit is anymore. Then the man went off and stole Venezuelan oil and put it in an offshore account. Y'all don't see the big picture here. Y'all got played. Meanwhile, everything is raising, all the prices is going up. Okay, the only thing he can probably say is, well, gas hasn't been going up. Yeah, because you stole that motherfucker. That's why. But, other than that, everything else is going up. We still paying for tariffs out here. This is, the man is threatening, talking about we don't even need to have elections coming up. All this shit is because y'all don't take nothing fucking serious. And at what point do you start taking shit serious? Y'all think shit is sweet. And when you find out, because it's been happened to your loved one or your friends or whatever, you're going to realize that the shit is not fucking sweet at all. And shout out to the people in Minneapolis because they out there combating soldiers. They out there combating against these fucking idiots. They out there doing what they out there protecting their communities because y'all couldn't protect your country by doing the right thing. So fuck all.
Shout out to the good people of
Minneapolis. That's right. Shout out to them.
What is it? All of them counties. They
rolled up St. Paul. Yep.
St. Paul. That's what I was trying to think of. St. Paul, and they got it so that they are pulling ice from other states into Minnesota just to really terrorize them. And this could have all been avoided, and it could also all be over like that. But like Rita said, y'all don't take nothing serious. You don't believe shit stink. And also, you don't trust black people. Once you start trusting black people, your whole life will change.
Yep. So
I don't want to listen to nothing. So
y'all got to go into the volcano. Fuck y'all. And I mean it. I mean, fuck you, your mama, your grandmother, your children, your aunts, your uncles, your friends. Fuck y'all as a unit, as a crew, as a motherfucking organization, because I'd be damned if I would sit here and act like anything that's what's going on is okay for me to not say y'all can go to hell and eat a dick at the same time. I hope the dick got fucking gasoline on it so your mouth burned too. So there's that. And I don't care how vulgar that is. Y'all know that this podcast has always been vulgar. So me saying that should not make you clutch not one fucking pearl. Okay, because
what should make you clutch your pearl is the way these agents is running up in people's house and making people show me your ID at the gas station.
How about it? How about it? So start there. And not with me telling people to fuck themselves, because that's what I said, because people have allowed this shit to happen, and that's how I feel about it. So anyway, we want to thank y'all so much for watching, listening, however you get your Gridiron Girls podcast. Of course, it's divisional next weekend. We'll talk about the divisional as well as the AFC, NFC championships. I just want this is my final thought, friend, as we go. It has been a joy not to be seeing the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Yeah, and if you want to say rent-free, you're motherfucking right. They are rent-free in my head. What you're gonna do about it? So rent-free, yup, they are. And you know what else that they are? Home and with my fucking team. And I'm so thankful, okay, because my God is an awesome God. He reigns. I ain't got to deal with watching y'all suck Patrick Mahomes' nuts for the next 4 to 5 hours, okay? Don't have to worry.
I'm so happy.
That's my final thought. Thank you, Lord, but I don't have to see Patrick Mahomes in them. Yes.
Amen.
Rent-free.
Amen.
Rent-free. What's your final thought?
I forgot about the final thought.
She don't have none, y'all.
Man, I'm like pound to the people. What?
She don't have no final thought, y'all.
I ain't got no final thought. Ditto what she said.
Final thought is, yeah, what she said. So, all right, enjoy, guys. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Later.
Hey, just run me the stats, hey. I'm chasing this bag, read it in Chels, you know that we back, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. We back in the lab, we run it up fast, you know that we back, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. I'm chasing this bag, read it in Chels, you know that we back, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. Just run me the stats, hey. We back in the lab, we run it up fast, you know that we back.